Now we're going to head out here to the field, and I am going to show you guys how to harvest some really beautiful bouquets for your compost. So these are cosmos, and these are the little orange cosmos, and they have this really beautiful airy kind of look about them, very wildflower. They come in yellow, they come in orange, and they also come in red. And so what I want to tell you about these flowers is these are one of the flowers that have the basal, the lateral branches. So they actually are one plant that has several branches on them that can bloom, that all of these branches can bloom flowers. So when you cut these, what you want to do is you want to come into the plant and you want to find the flower that you want to cut. Let's just say this one. And you see here that it has this little branch that comes off of this main branch. So that's where you want to come down, and you just want to cut it there. Because under here, you'll find like these two leaves here. This is where another bloom is going to come. So this will actually grow another branch, and this will keep blooming and blooming and blooming. But these are just one of my favorite little filler plants. They just have this beautiful little airy summertime wildflowered look that you just, that adds so much life to a bouquet. But I want you to just look at that. That's pretty. So let's keep cutting flowers. All right. So you want to make sure that you take all of these leaves off the bottom here, because you don't want those to go into your bucket. And when you come into a plant like this that has all of these branches that are bloomed, you can just clip those off. Just like that. Just clip them right off. And just keep what you want to keep. So here you go. You just put that in your bucket, and you just keep going through here, and you find what you want to cut. So you just kind of look, go through them. Don't be afraid to move them around. Come in here, just kind of give it a cut right there in between those two leaves. Look for anything on here that you don't want. Strip those bottom leaves off like that. Stick it in your can. And let's keep going, because we have lots more flowers to cut. This is nothing. This is nothing. Let's keep going. So now I'm moving over here to, these are the smaller zinnias here on the farm, and there's always several of them, but these are one of my favorite flowers to grow. Zinnia is an old-fashioned flower for sure, but it's not old-fashioned in the sense of how beautiful this looks. I mean, zinnias are just one of my favorites to grow. So many different colors. And these are the little, and they're triples and singles, but these are the smaller zinnias. So they have a smaller bloom, probably no more than 1.5 inches, 2 inches across. But I want to show you about cutting these zinnias, because this is really important for these. So, for instance, right here, this is another one of those plants that have all of these lateral shoots that come off that will bloom. So you want to look for these two meeting stems here, and then you'll see where they start kind of budding out to have lateral blooms where they'll bloom again, and I'll show you here. So if this is the main stem, right here are the two leaves. You'll see here, this is where two more little zinnias would have bloomed. So you can cut right under there, because there was another one right here. That's how you want to cut these, but look at how beautiful this flower is. It's so pretty. So when you cut this flower, you want to make sure to take these bottom stems off, because the leaves are where the bacteria is, and that's what really will diminish. You just throw those leaves on the ground. Will diminish the base life that you have for these flowers. And you're just going to keep cutting. Just keep going until you get as many as you want. Again, just stripping those leaves as you go. Just like that. And you just keep going. And don't think about, unless you're looking for a color palette, that's what you're going for certain colors for something. All of these flowers, there is no clash. They all look gorgeous together. And you'll see, they make a really beautiful bouquet. Zinnias have about a 7 to 10 day base life on them. And They're just so pretty. So here you go. Zinnias, baby. They're gorgeous. Cut me another one, nice red one. And let's keep moving down the flower way. I really think one of the favorite flowers that people really love here on the farm are, of course, the sunflowers. It's hard not to love a sunflower. These are, it's called a golden branch, and this is a multi-branching sunflower. And we have some, and I'll show you, that are the single stems. But with this sunflower in particular, why I love this, even though it just gets this gigantic, very high, lots of sunflowers, is that it does have lots of sunflowers. So you can come in and you can just cut these little side shoots of sunflowers right off. Look at that. Just stick it right into your vase. And then, so, particularly with sunflowers, there is a sort of a perfect time to grab one. And this is still a little early on this one, but see how it's just kind of opening up? That's in this, we call it the cup stage. This stage here, where it's fully opened, this flower's probably been open for a couple of days, and it's still fine. I mean, it's still beautiful, but it won't last as long as when you find one that's in a more cup stage, more like this. See how this guy's kind of rounded. I'm not going to take you, little bumblebee. That's what you're kind of looking for, is this cup stage here, to where, like this guy's he'll finish opening up in the vase, but you see how it's kind of still unfurling its blooms here. It's still kind of opening up. This is kind of where you want it. If you want a sunflower that's going to last a really long time, this guy's going to do it. So let's go ahead and take him too. All right, now let's go get some big zinnias and some fillers, and then we'll put together this beautiful bouquet for you to take home in your farm box. What do you say? All right, let's go. Come on, Echo. So many beautiful flowers. Now this is a patch of the bigger zinnias here. These zinnias compared to this one, and let me just show you. So same thing with these. You're just going to find those leaves where those two leaves meet, and there's two more plants, two more little buds coming out. I want to show you something. So this is a kind of a normal size zinnia. This is the giants, and then this is the smaller. So see, you can see the difference. But together they kind of give a different effect in your bouquet. So that's why I always try to have both of them there in your bouquet. So we're just going to come in and we're just going to take a few of these. Again, I'm looking for those two leaves where the stem, so I don't cut where where they're gonna put out new stems with new blooms. And these zinnias, this is more of a kind of the purple and the pink zinnias, and a few white mixed in here in this batch. As the fall goes, they get more and more reds and yellows and all of those kind of colors as well. So let's just take a few of these to make our bouquet for our farm box. Now we're starting to get into some flowers. This is what's so much fun about your CSA here on the farm, is kind of just get to walk around this and just, you know, see these beautiful flowers and how they bloom, and just get to really enjoy them on a different level than if you just picked up some grocery store flowers. You know, this kind of has meaning. And especially when you have your kids, and the kids can help. There's cutters for the kids up there, and you're just kind of enjoying your afternoon here on the farm and with the family. It's funny. And what's funny is this is my favorite thing. And this is one of the reasons when I started the farm, I told my husband, one day you're going to look out here on this field, in this field out here, and you're going to see rows and rows of flowers and vegetables. And I think I want to share that with everybody. And 20 years, almost 20 years later, I think we've done that. Just, yes. All right, let's go make this bouquet.